Hi, thank you for coming to my channel today. It is always a pleasure to have you here. I feel so excited that maybe through Google search or recommendation that you were able to visit my channel today. So thank you. And if this is the first time that you are visiting my channel, I would recommend that you please click that subscribe button down below and click the notification bell so that anytime I release new content, you'll be the first person to get that. I wouldn't like you to miss any of those wonderful content. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. You guys are amazing for liking, for subscribing. This channel is growing. It is because of you that I'm here. So thank you for your support. And thank you for providing those wonderful feedback. Please click subscribe, click the notification bell so that anytime you always get notified about my new releases, which I am committed to doing that every now and then. Okay, and just to also put it out there, I have been learning a lot all this while. Most people have been reaching out, collaborating with me, and looking for mentorship. So if you are in the middle, maybe you are transitioning from career to Scrum, project management, or you're already practicing as a Scrum Master, but you're not yet sure what to do, you're looking for someone to mentor or coach you, I offer free mentorship. Okay, it's totally free. I know that a lot of people out there do charge money for that, but I'm offering that for free of charge. So all you need to do is to leverage that opportunity. It is an opportunity for me to share with you what I have learned all this while. So if I were you, if I were in your shoe, I would definitely take advantage of that. All right. That being said, let's jump in right away to what we have today. Again, what I'm going to share with you today is based on my research and also based on my work experience. Okay, it is debatable. Most people have debated about this, but I am here to give you concrete and realistic walkthrough explanation, my own perspective about what is considered to be a research in an agile environment called Spike. Okay, so remember, this presentation is based on work experience and based on research. So I blended it in such a way that I'm not just talking from the angle of theory. I'm talking from the angle of both experience and research. Okay. So I try as much as I can to give you a holistic idea of how you can approach Spike in your agile projects. Okay. You are more than welcome to put in the chat your question. If you disagree or agree, if you like this, please click the like button. If you have your own different opinions, by all means, do share that in the comment section. And if you want to connect with me and share more, you can see right on top of the screen, those are my contact information. You can connect with me on my Facebook, Instagram, or you can shoot me an email, right? And let's get this started, okay? As always, I'm just going to share my screen and then we'll jump in right away. All right, the idea of Spike, like I said, is quite debatable. So what I'm going to provide you is some sort of guidelines, okay, instruction, recommendation, how you could, if you haven't even thought about Spike in sprint review. Before I go into conversation about Spike, again, some teams do not demo Spike. After all, it is not a tangible increment, right? It doesn't show anything. So why would you spend time to demo something that is not tangible? This is mostly what people argue on, okay? From different angles, some organizations would want the team, the Agile Scrum team, to demo, show how they have spent their time. Some organizations, some stakeholders want to see more. So this is based on a request. Some organizations don't care because it is not tangible. By tangible, it is not something to be used. So if it is not something to be used, why spend time holding people on the call just to walk them through about research? So you see the angle, right? Whether it is requested by stakeholders to tell them or show them how you guys are spending your money, spending their money actually, or you guys wanted to also, as a way to demonstrates that you guys have been spending within the sprint that you guys were doing some sort of either building on the UI or building something functional or not. I do agree or even disagree, depends on the environment, that Spike has some sort of value, depending on the angle you look at it from. Anyway, be that as it may, what exactly is a Spike? I was listening to one of my friends who was new to Scrum, and he went for an interview during the early stage of his Scrum journey. They asked him what Spike was, and then he couldn't attempt a question. And then it was later on that he researched and he was able to really, really understand what Spike was. Now, Spike is basically, let's just say that the dev team, they are embarking on, development work, but there are some sort of unknowns. There are things that they can't figure out. Now, there is a time where they can embark on some sort of exploration, researching to get much more information, right? Every project presents its own challenge. Depending on the nature of the project, Scrum team or Agile team are not required to know everything from the start. Now, the Scrum guide has been very silent on Spike. In fact, if you check from the first page to the last page in the Scrum guide, you wouldn't find anything specifically called Spike. But there are some sort of, when you go through the pages of the Scrum guide, or when you even go and interpret and explain specifically the 12 Agile principles, there are some sense of what Spike is in there. There are opportunities to research, okay? Now, Spike simply is an opportunity for the Scrum team to research, right, on a task. It is usually time box. Now, what I mean by time box is, since it is not known, you're researching on something not known, how can you say you can get it by this time? By time box, it could be in a sprint, it could be 2 sprints, depending on the complexity of that unknown, right? Now, this Spike does not produce tangible products or increment, if I may put it that way. It is always intangible because you are exploring, gathering information, investigating, right? Now, there are basically 2 types of Spike. You have technical Spike and you have functional Spike. By technical Spike, this dev team is mostly looking at some sort of technical alternative, right? Maybe they have been using XYZ approach to build the code, and then that hasn't been giving them the result they're looking for. So in order to research on the alternative measure to implement, then they can engage in Spike. There is a functional Spike. By functional Spike, these guys are looking much more on something that how the features can integrate with the business needs. That is on the functional Spike. But then, how can you demo Spike, right? If Spike doesn't really produce something tangible, how can you demo Spike? Now, I present to you some sort of walkthrough or guideline on how you can demo Spike during your sprint review. Now, remember, from my initial statement, it varies from the organization, it varies on the environment, it varies on the team composition. Some team members would find demoing Spike to be waste of time. Some organization team members will find it a very huge plus because they need to claim their points, as I used to say. My team members already know. I mean, you spend your time. Why don't you claim your points? Why don't you flex your muscle, right? So they know that doing the sprint review is an opportunity for them to flex their muscle. It is not just to get appraisal, no, but it is a way to demo to the stakeholders, to the clients, how they have been spending their time, because there might be some unknowns during this in the course of the projects, okay? Now, the first thing I would recommend is to explain the purpose, clarify the objective. Now, why was the reason why the team, engaged in the Spike? What problem were they hoping to solve? Now, the second thing would be to outline or show the process. Now, in the course of the spike, what did these guys do? Right? Did they research about a technology? Were they trying to build a prototype of whatever it is? Outline the process, right? Present the findings. What result did you guys get? Share the out. In fact, show evidence, right? What were the outcome of your findings? It's basically just see it as maybe you were given a task by your supervisor, and then the supervisor maybe must have traveled and then comes back and then asks you to provide your give some sort of reports, right? Then the other thing would be the next step would be to represent some sort of recommendation. In the course of your finding, what would you recommend? Should we do A? Should we do B? Should we go for A or should we go for B? Right? Now, the other thing is to give opportunity for question and feedback. Feedback is a very important opportunity for the Scrum and Agile team to grow. It has been said in different perspectives from different approach. We will continue to emphasize the benefit of feedback. In fact, it is a whole lot of things. Okay, it's going to help the team to stay on course or off course. Set aside an opportunity for the stakeholders and even the PO to ask any sort of question. Obviously, you're going to document the process so that it acts as a reference guide for the future. Right? It could be an artifact for the dev team. And then last but not the least is to present the next steps after you have shared your process, objective, and all of those. Right? It is just give a plan of what you guys are hoping to do. Now, these steps could happen in a space of 5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes, depending on what the dev team is hoping to demo during the sprint review. Remember, basically there are 3 things that happen during the sprint review. The first is to give a summary about what the team committed to do within the sprint. The second part during the sprint review is to show, which is the demo part, right? Where the dev team and the QA team and even the US UI designer can be able to demo actually how they spend their effort, what user story, what issue types were they able to work on, right, during the sprint. It could be a bug, whatever it is. It could be technical debt. The third part in the sprint review session is for feedback. So depending on the time allocated for the sprint review, depending on how many issues that the team want to demo, right? And depending on the organization or stakeholders' requests, that these can be all ironed out. Now, it is left for the Scrum Master or the Agile coach of the team to be able to organize this information in such a way that it makes more sense. What I presented today is kind of my own perspective on how you can demo Spike in a sprint review section. Okay? Now, I ask you, how have you demoed Spike? Have you demoed Spike before? If you have, how have you done it? Is it similar to what I presented? If that is so, can you put that in the comment section for me? If this makes sense, can you give me a thumbs up? Can you click like? Help me to share so that we'll continue to provide very valuable information. It is because of you that I'm here. And it is my prerogative to make sure that I provide you with valuable and tangible information. If you like this, please click that like button down there. Follow me for more detail. Thank you so much for spending these few minutes with me. It's been a pleasure. Because of you, I'm here, and I'll continue to provide valuable information. In the meantime, I hope you stay well. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.